video will explain how to create the works cited entries for Essay 4. So the first thing that you need to do is to go to the Modules section, and in this week you will find a page that says Guide to Using Sources in Essay 4. And that is a PDF that you will need to download and preferably print out so that you can use it as an easy reference. Now this guide will have an overview of the requirements. It will explain each part of how to set up a quotation, the lead in, the quote itself, the citation, and then give you a whole bunch of examples and break down how to do each section. So that's a really good reference for you, and I definitely recommend that you print it out so that you can read it more easily. So if you scroll down to the end, you will find a whole section on the Works Cited page. Now, your Works Cited page is where you list all of the entries for the articles that you're using in your essay. Now, for Essay 4, you have to have at least 2 different articles. If you use more than that, then you must list them on the Works Cited page. And by use them, I mean if you quote or paraphrase from those articles. So if you're using them in any way, there should be an entry on the Works Cited page for that source. So, if you scroll down, you'll see the general setup for the Works Cited page here, and then you'll see an example of the format that you use for the Works Cited entry itself. And then you'll see some examples below. Now, to make this easier, what I've done is I've pulled up an article and a Word document so that you can see me create a Works Cited entry in real time. Now, I'm going to show you the Word page, the Word document here. So I've set up, say, an example template for an outline here. I set it up in correct MLA format. So your name, my name, the class section, the date, and then I have the thesis, topic, sentences, quotes. Let's say you've done all that, and then you get to the end and you need to do the Works Cited page. And by the way, this is an assignment for this week. You will be doing an outline, and you will have to have the Works Cited page entries on that outline. So let's say you finish with the outline itself, and you need to do the Works Cited page. The first thing that you need to do is to start on a separate page. The Works Cited entries do not start on the same page. They are always on a separate page at the end. So once you're finished with the outline itself, or the essay, same goes for the essay, you're going to go to Insert at the top, and you're going to click Page Break. Okay, and that will take you to the top of the next page. By the way, I should just go ahead and insert page numbers. So we can insert our page numbers here. And the last name. So once you're on the second page, you're going to center the words Works Cited, hit Enter, and notice that everything is still evenly double spaced. Go back to the left margin, right? And you're going to create what's called a hanging indent. Every entry must start on the left margin, and when it gets to the second or third line, it has to be indented over. So you're going to click this little call out button under the paragraph section, and under Special, click Hanging. And that way your hanging indent will be created automatically. So now we've set up the Works Cited entry so that it's the Works Cited page rather, so that it's ready to go for when we enter the information itself. Okay. You'll notice entries have to be alphabetized by according to the last name of the author. If there is no author, then you start with the first word in the entry itself. And if there's no author, the first part of that entry will be the article title. Okay, so here's an example. Right, so we have all of the information right here. And we're going to just follow the guide, the format here, that's right here. Now, what you're going to be tempted to do is to go to this section that says Cite. And it will take you to the end where it says MLA 8, and it gives you all the information. Now, I will say that most of this is correct. However, some of it is not, and some of it is just incomplete. It's also not correctly formatted because there's no hanging indent. So while you can use this part at the bottom as a guide to get you started, do not use it. Don't just copy and paste it and expect it to be correct. So let's scroll back up to the top. We're going to start with the author's last name, Topo Greg, right? So Topo, comma, Greg, period, space, quotation marks. And we start with the article title, and you can just copy and paste that. Right, copy. But now when you do the paste, do the paste as so that you merge the formatting. Otherwise the formatting is going to get messed up here. Put a period and then set of quotation marks. Okay, so you've had last name, comma, first name, period, article title, and quotation marks. All right, so what's next? The title of the newspaper or magazine. In this case, USA Today. So we put USA Today, comma. Now, titles of newspapers, magazines, journals, websites, whatever the main source itself is, that goes in italics. Oops, well, I'm having trouble. There we go. So we highlight it and we italicize, comma. Okay. Well, that's next. Then we have a comma and then the date published, okay, and the page numbers if there are any. So let's look. Date published, February 17th, 2017. Now, we do that date in a very particular way. 17 Feb, we abbreviate it, and then 2017. There are no commas within the date itself. So it's day, month, abbreviated, and then year, and then comma. Okay. Page is A3. So we put P, period, A3. If there's more than one page, you put PP. Okay. Period, and then the name of the database. Okay. Our database is, of course, SIRS Issue Researcher. All right. Oops, issues, excuse me. And we italicize that as well. So databases are also italicized. Okay. Now here is where the original citation down here goes wrong, right? So you'll notice that most of this other stuff is correct. But what they have down here is they have the wrong URL, and that's the address. Right here, if you just use this, it's just going to take you to the SIRS database. But you need a complete URL that will take me directly to the article itself. So what you need to do is you need to go up to the top. You need to highlight the URL that is in the address bar, copy it, and then paste it here. Okay. Now, officially, you're supposed to break this up at a particular point. You don't need the HTTP, so we can take that off. I'm not going to count off if you don't break it like they ask you to. Officially, you can break it after something like that. Okay, like the slashes there. So after you have that, then you're going to do your access date. Access, and that is just the day that you found that article online. So access, let's say 11 November 2017. Well, since we're turning it in, let's just say 6. All right, and then you just do the same thing with your other article. You just make sure that it's organized in alphabetical order. So if the author's name comes before T, you would put it first. If it's after T, then you put it second. Okay, and that's it.